If you're thinking about buying or selling in Hamilton or Caledonia or any surrounding areas in 2026, you need to understand what happened in 2025. The market has definitely shifted, and I'm seeing some of the biggest opportunities for buyers in the market that I've seen in the last 5 years. I've spent the last few weeks analyzing almost 6,000 sales in Hamilton from 2025. In the next 10 minutes, I'm going to show you exactly what's happening right now, why 2026 is a pivotal year, and how you can use this information to save or make a significant amount of money this year. So what exactly happened in 2025? The year started slow, buyers were hesitant, and the number of homes that were listed on the market started to climb. It felt like the market was holding its breath. Then something surprising happened in August and September. We started to see a shift. It was like someone flipped a switch. Buyers came back. We saw a surge in sales, especially for detached houses. It kind of felt like momentum was building and we all started to feel a lot more optimistic. But unfortunately, the energy didn't last. As we moved into the fall and winter, the market cooled down significantly. Sales in the last quarter of 2025 dropped between 15 and 18% compared to same time previous year. By the end of December, it was pretty clear we had evolved into a decisive buyer's market. In fact, 2025 had the lowest number of sales in Hamilton for over a decade. So what does that mean for 2026? The single biggest trend is that it is definitely a buyer's market. And here's why that matters to you. Throughout 2025, we consistently had between 4 and 4.5 months of supply. In December, we had almost 6 months. What does that mean? It means that if no new homes were listed, it would take us 6 months to sell everything that was on the market. For buyers, this is fantastic news. It means more choice, less pressure, more time to decide, more negotiating power. You have time to think, time to do your home inspections, and time to make a smart decision. Now, it's important to know that not all properties, or what we call segments, are behaving the same way in the market. So this is the second major trend that we saw, which is that there's a huge divide growing between detached properties and condo apartments. Detached homes, for the most part, have been fairly resilient. So sales have been down a little, prices held up reasonably well, only dropping about 5% over the course of the year. People still want the backyard and the extra space, and so there continues to be a strong demand for detached properties. But the condo apartment market is a completely different story. I'm sure you've heard about it on the news. Sales for condos have dropped over 20% and prices fell by 9%. At the end of 2025, there was over 8 months of supply on the condo market. So assuming no new listings, it would take us 8 months to sell everything that was out there. That's a lot. So for condo apartments, we have massive oversupply, but it does create a huge opportunity for buyers. We'll get to that in a second. And finally, from 2025, the trend that affected everyone, and that is interest rates and prices. Interest rates seem to have stabilized. The Bank of Canada is expected to hold interest rates steady for most of 2026. This brings a bit of predictability back to the market. So in short, prices were down around 4% on average across 2025, but they've stabilized and they're at a reasonable level now. The average home price in Hamilton is around $774,000. The good news is this stability is the foundation for a good, solid, healthy market in 2026. Okay, so here's where we talk about the opportunities, and clearly the opportunity is for home buyers. Home buyers now have a significant amount of leverage, which means negotiating power. You can negotiate not just on price, by the way. You can negotiate on things like conditions. You can add more conditions or make the conditions themselves longer. This is the market where you can take your time and make smart decisions. Second, for first-time home buyers and investors, the condo apartment market is a huge opportunity right now. With prices down around 9% and a massive amount of inventory, you can get into the market at prices that we haven't seen for a long time. My advice for home buyers is this: get your mortgage pre-approval locked in now. Know your budget, and don't be afraid to make an offer that works for you. Right now, home buyers have all of the leverage. Now, for those of you that are home sellers, I know hearing the words buyer's market can be a bit nerve-wracking. That doesn't mean you can't have a successful sale. It just means that you have to be more strategic. The key to selling, in my opinion, in 2026 sort of boils down to three things. One, you need to price it perfectly from day one. This is the most important rule. The market is competitive and buyers have a lot of choices. You need to be priced accurately from the very beginning to attract serious buyers and generate interest. Number two, presentation is everything. With more homes to choose from, buyers can be selective. Your home needs to be clean, decluttered. If you're working with me, you're going to get staging included anyway. Otherwise, make sure you get your house properly staged. Your house has to be the one the buyer falls in love with as soon as they walk in the door. And number three, try to be patient. The average home right now is taking about 54 days to sell, which is close to 2 months. It might be a bit longer to find the right buyer, but they're out there. A smart pricing and marketing strategy will get you to the finish line. So what is my 2026 prediction? I see a year of gradual, healthy recovery. We're in a buyer's market for sure. And as we move further into 2026, it will become more and more balanced. Whether you're buying your first home, upgrading, downsizing, or even investing, the opportunities are there if you know where to look. If you're thinking about making a move in Hamilton or Caledonia or any of these surrounding areas, I'd love to chat. We can talk about your situation specifically. We can build a plan so that we can turn these market trends into your success story. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.